right, hello, everyone. Can y'all hear me okay? Am I audible? I know there are some new people here today. Welcome. But first, can y'all hear me? Alright. Hello, Kylier97. Hello, everyone else in chat. And welcome to Flower Gothic continues to hate herself by reading terrible fanfiction. So, today, I thought we might as well continue that one on Tumblr that I've been reading these past couple of streams. Those of you who are not necessarily in the know about what this fanfiction is about, let me explain it to you real quick. So, did you know that Sweden has a monarchy? I have to ask because apparently my brother did not know this until I told him. But, did you know that there's fanfiction written about them? Yes. So, this is a self-insert of the author, as far as I know, of the author, whose identity I will not reveal because that goes against my rules, named Lucille. Lucille's the character's name, not the author's name, let me make that very clear, who is slowly going to fall in love with our OC Prince Isak, the youngest of the King and Queen of Sweden. Now, where we last left off, Lucille is now aware that Isak is a prince, but she is not going to date him because she wants to go to law school and be president. I'm not kidding, that's her goal. And, last we checked, she got mono, and, I think she tore a ligament or some shit. I do not remember. I have been fortunate enough to never have any injury regarding that in my life. But, yeah. Oh yeah, this also takes place in bumfuck Tennessee, because that's where the author's from. This also takes place at University of Tennessee, where the author went to school. And that's all I'll say on the matter. So we're on chapter 10. I have to zoom in a little bit because I want to make sure it's visible. Oh yeah, also Lucille's the Majorette, and apparently the coach is a dick. Hooray for dickishness. Let's do it. Chapter 10, April 9, 2012, University of Tennessee. Isak walks with a purpose into the band room. Yes, the full experience, maximum zoom. It's mostly just so y'all can see better. And for me to see better. Where is the Majorette coach? He demands. Oh my god, is he really going to use his status to just roast this Majorette lady? Because, again, no one in America knows or cares about the Scandinavian royals. I see we're off to a lovely start. I'm right here, and who are you? The coach says. Prince Isak of Sweden. My father is King Carl Gustaf. Isak retorts. So? Yes, like, exactly. The coach doesn't give a shit. I, likewise, do not give a shit. I cannot wait for the day I troll the Bernadottes. I cannot wait for the borders to open up in Europe again so I can finally plan that trip. So, well, you asked who I was. Now, to tell you why I am here and what I think of you, Lucy, one of the best friends I've ever had in my life, also the girl I have a crush on, is finally at home resting from surgery from an ACL tear. Like, oh wait, sorry. I need to add the emphasis. Is finally at home resting from surgery from an ACL tear that you made her twirl on at practice. I mean, the worst part is that how they got the Bernadoses during well, yeah, kind of. From what I understand, Napoleon was very involved in making that a thing. I don't know, I'm not 100% sure. I do not bother with royal history because I really do not give a fuck. Anyway, not to mention, she also has mono, so her coughing and all wasn't fake like you tried to claim. You are pathetic, finding someone to pick on, blaming her for what everyone knows she did, Isak says as he points to Melissa. So the existence of Swedish royalty is you mean an enigma? Like, the only reason I am so fascinated with them is because I don't understand why they still exist. I think their approval ratings are only at like 50%, and I would not be surprised if they get rid of it before Estelle becomes queen. But yeah, it's also a meme. I consider it a meme. I think it's hilarious. Melissa rolls her eyes. What are you talking about? What am I talking about? Seriously? You screw up every single performance. But since Mommy and Daddy donate money to the program, you get away with it all. No one is blind to the bribing. You are the one who doesn't deserve to be on the line. So Isak is, going full simp and white knighting. That's like the best way to put it. This is anti-cap Princess Sweden. Well, I mean, I don't know. Isak is not real, and the author of this fanfiction, as far as I know, has some rather conservative political views. I mean, let me be very clear, she's not a Trump supporter, but, she was a Marco Rubio supporter in 2016. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry I'm giving out these details about the author. Like, I have a personal rule against, like, revealing the identity of the author, but... Melissa stands there looking innocent and walks up to Isak and whispers, "Money talks and people listen. Nothing you can do to stop me." Except, you know, he's the Prince of Sweden. He can get his daddy, who has much more money and power, even though no one in America gives a shit, to do shit. She then walks away to go back to, quote-unquote, practicing for the tryouts in an hour. The coach clears her throat. I highly doubt she would have made the line back anyway. People like her aren't made for the line. Oh no. So, is Isak being a white knight here? Yes or no? You have to be smart and skilled, and you need to leave yourself. You need to run off to that palace somewhere across the street. No way you're an actual prince. Honestly, I'm not surprised her first reaction, considering they're in bumfuck Tennessee, wasn't like, wait, Sweden has a monarchy? Isak slightly smiles. You underestimate me. Star Wars reference. Also, Lucy is going to attend a law program this summer in New York City at Columbia. She has almost a 4.0 GPA and is a world champion baton twirler. And you want to tell me she's not skilled? She beat out people from all over the world. Miss Snooty over there hasn't won a thing and yet is here. Stop! Is that even a thing like world champion baton twirling? I gotta look this up. Okay, apparently it's a thing. Okay. As he finishes this sentence, the chancellor of the university walks in. Coach Lane? Why is this a thing? Well, the author is a simp for royalty. And that's all I'll say about the matter. Yes? Oh! Does the chancellor literally just, like, walk into the gym and just fires the coach on the spot because of Isak's quote-unquote influence? Is that what's going on here? Oh my god! You're fired. It was brought to my attention that of your abusive behavior toward the athletes, and a new donor has insisted if we are to get his very generous donation. I'm pretty sure, wait. Does the King of Sweden even pay taxes? Do the Bernadottes even pay taxes? I wish Rocky was here. He could explain this all. Okay, I'm gonna have to be a bit more specific. So I guess they do pay taxes. I mean, You cannot be on the payroll. Coach Lane's mouth drops open. She looks to Isak, who has now crossed his arms, looking proud of himself. Pack your things up, please, and leave. Well, who will host tryouts this morning? Oh, that's been taken care of. We brought the old coach back that you replaced. She was very pleased to return after being forced out by another donor 2 years ago. He says as his looks to Melissa and her family, who have apparently spawned out of nowhere. The new coach, Claire, apparently that was important, then walked in. I'm so happy to be back. I can't wait to get things started. Isak walks up to her. Glad you were brought back. I'm Isak, by the way. Lucy is really sorry and heartbroken she can't try out today. With a torn ACL and mono, it's just not possible. Oh, I heard. And I am so sorry that happened to her. How is this coach replacement just a normal thing to everyone here? Because, it's the author's story, and she can do what she wants. Lucille is her baby, and is just like her, only better, because she has a prince boyfriend. Not yet, but she will. If she wants to try back out next year, we would love to have her on the team. She's such a smart kid and wonderful twirler. Please try to convince her to come back after her injury, Claire says. She was so happy to hear that you were the coach again. I think the abuse from this year and the recovery from surgery may hinder her coming back. I will try to convince her the best I can. Thank you, Isak. And Melissa, can you come here, please? She says as Isak steps out of the way. Melissa walks up. I'm guessing Melissa is just supposed to be the bitch. Yes, Coach Claire? I'm really glad you are back. I wasn't a fan of Coach Lane. She was so cruel to everyone. She was so harsh on Lucy and myself. We had many nights crying together. Please stop. I know the truth. I've seen the tapes. You're off the team, Melissa. Pack your things up and leave. There's no need to even try out, Claire says. What? Do you know who I am? Question mark, exclamation point. I've read the chat logs, Melissa. You've been talking with this Okay, I'm not gonna go there. Oh, I'm well aware of who you are and the money your family donates. I'm having an experience here. I mean, yeah, my streams are always meant to be an experience where we can all maximize human misery. That's why everyone comes on my streams. Then you know it's a huge mistake to kick me off the team. Just then, her father, Richard, that was us. Apparently her father's name is important in this context. Walks up. My daughter will not be off the team. If she goes, so do all my donations. The Chancellor steps in. Because apparently, remember, Melissa's family just spawned out of nowhere when they heard that Coach Lane was fired. Because that's how this reality works! The Chancellor steps in. Losing your donations will not hurt the university. We have a new donor who is willing to give more than you do each year. It has created a new scholarship? Okay. I am eager to see who wins the Carl Gustav Award of picking up prostitutes from Atlanta to go to bumfuck University of Tennessee. '96 Atlanta Olympics, baby. Melissa and her father are dumbfounded. Isak walks up and looks at Melissa. Other people can use Daddy's money, too. No one would have agreed to this. There are too many conflicts of interest. Just saying. People will love the new King Gustav of Sweden Scholarship for Political Science. Or the much better King Gustav of Sweden Scholarship for picking up whores off of Atlanta. No, wait. Let me try that one again. The King Gustav of Sweden Scholarship for making love to strippers and cheating on your wife during the 1996 Olympics. Oh yeah, I'm gonna guess right now that, money is going to become tight for the Lucille family. I have forgotten their last name right now. And in order to pay off their student debt, somehow, by some magic bean magic, Lucille's gonna win the King Gustav of Sweden Scholarship for fucking bitches in Atlanta in 1996, thus cheating on your wife. Hey, Energia! Welcome! Welcome. It is not safe for work yet. And that donation from the Royal House too could play this game. With that, Isak walks out and goes back to his apartment where Lucy is recuperating. May 2012. Lucy and Isak were studying in her student apartment. Luckily, Lucy's roommate was already finished with finals and had moved out. The apartment was clean for the first time since they moved in, and Lucy didn't mind actually spending time there. Isak had been helping her pack up her things to move out in 2 days while studying for their last exams. Isak decides to start tickling Lucy, and once again they almost kiss. Lucy pulls away and walks on her crutches to the kitchen. Isak, you know we can't. We are just friends. I have to go to law school and become president. I am not kidding. That is like her end goal. She's such a nerd. Isak sighs. I know, I just keep hoping you'll give me a chance. You can have both worlds. You get the best of both worlds. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I know you have these feelings, comma, too. I'm not going to force you to recognize them, but I know they are there. You know it, too. We need to get back to studying. Lucy? Isak? So, do you have a passport? Yes. ... Why? Well, I know you've mentioned wanting to visit Sweden, and my niece Estelle is being christened on May 22 at the palace. Ah, yes. Estelle, Sylvia, Iwa, Mary! For those of you who are new, I have a bio fascination with Mary, the Crown Princess of Denmark, because she seems like such a fake bitch and is just not photogenic at all. It's just really funny to just see her in all contexts. What would I do if I had the chance to meet Mary? Well, first of all, that is my $666 Patreon goal link in my Twitch. And, if I did actually have the chance to meet Mary, oh jeez. Considering her husband's taste in women, I might dye my hair blonde temporarily before I go. And I would take as many pictures as I could and just try, to see what she would say about her family. That's what I would do. I will probably have like a more coherent plan once I'm closer to that goal, but for now that's what I'll say. Victoria and the whole family said you are welcome to come to Sweden and be at the christening. No. I don't think that's a thing that's allowed. But then again, they let Carl Phillips' glamour model girlfriend go to his sister's wedding. So what am I to say? Ha ha! If you wanted. Go to Sweden? Yeah, I need to okay it with my parents. You're a legal adult. Lucy, you're a legal adult. You can do what you want. But I'd love to go. Well, check with them and see. Then let me know so I can get you a flight booked and all. You don't have to pay for my flight, Isak. I want to. Well, thank you. Lucy, you are an adult. You can do what you want. May 13, 2012. My 12th birthday. Isak wants you to go to Sweden and attend a royal christening, and that's her daughter. I don't know about you going to Sweden all alone, her father says. Well, Lucy, your daughter is a legal adult. She's like 21 at this point. She can do what she wants. Dad, she won't be alone. Isak will be with her. She will be safe there. She will be in a freaking palace. They have security, you know. Will tells their father. Will, Lucille's brother, and also her lover, because the first chapter gave some serious hints at incest. Please, Daddy, please? Lucy pleads. Again, Lucy, you're a legal adult. Well, Anne, what do you think? Her father asks Anne, her mom. It scares me, to be honest, Anne replies. I agree. The world isn't that safe of a place, Thomas, the father says. Isn't Scandinavia like one of the safest places in the world? Or Densui Nordia? Has Thomas been watching too much Fox News as of late? Or has the father watched a little too much Tim Pool? Was Tim Pool the guy that did, like, that really terrible quote-unquote expose about Swedish immigration? Yeah, it was. Lucy feels her heart breaking. They aren't going to let me go, she thinks. Will asks to speak with Anne and Thomas privately and for his little sister to step out of the room. Lucy looks at her brother confused. Trust me, he whispers. I'm going to admit that we've been having an affair. I'm sorry about the incest jokes. It's just chapter 1 heavily implied incest. And I know that wasn't the author's intent, but I just can't help it. Hey, Produce Pony. Welcome to Flower Gothic Continues to Hate Herself by Reading Swedish Fic. A few minutes later, she hears her father to call for her to come back in the room. Lucy, after a lot of debate and consideration, we've agreed to allow you to go to Sweden. However, we would prefer you to fly over with Isak, and I'd like to speak with his parents or someone at the palace to ease some of my nerves, he tells his daughter. Yeah, the woman can't convince him needs to be the man. Yeah, well, welcome to Bumfuck, Tennessee! I'll let Isak know. Thank you so much, Daddy. Thank you, Mama. May 20, 2012. Isak wakes a sleeping Lucy on the plane. We are about to land. Welcome to Sweden. Lucy smiles and watches out the window as she lands in Stockholm. That was chapter 10. I'm going to refill my water bottle real quick, and then we're going to go to chapter 11. Okay, back. Am I looking forward to the descriptions of Sweden this fic will give? I mean, some parts have already taken place in Sweden, but we haven't had like a consistent view as to what it's going to be like. So, let's find out what happens. May 20, 2012. Isak and Lucy sneak off the plane in the middle of the night and they head to Stockholm Palace. Nobody lives in Stockholm Palace, last I checked. He purposely booked a flight at this time so that no paparazzi would suspect a need to be at the airport. As far as they knew, he was returning on the 21st. So, are we going to... Wait, what's the name of this palace? Hagia? Lucy asks. We are going to Stockholm Palace, and the palace you're thinking about is where my sister Victoria and her family live. Daniel and Estelle, in case that wasn't obvious. Haga Palace, not Hagia, Isak corrects her. Oh, whoops, sorry, Lucy says nervously. Why do you sound so nervous, Luke? I am not nervous, but Baka! Why, yes, you are. Is it 'cause you are going to meet my very normal family? Oh, yes, normal, if you define normal as royalty. I swear, there's nothing special about us. You've already met Carl Phillip, who's dating a glamour model. And then you spoke with Daniel, who's married to the Crown Princess, on FaceTime. Well, that's true. Exactly. Come on, here we are. You'll meet the family in the morning. I can imagine just like a hive mind consisting of like all the Bernadottes just saying like, there's nothing special about us. We are just normal humans. Just like you. And then they eat you alive. For for nutrients. I'm tired. May 20, 2012. I'm pretty sure they meant May 21st, but whatever. Stelco Palace, 10 a.m. Knock, knock. Come in, Lucy says as she's fixing her hair. Apparently, the future president of America needs time to do this. We are just the role marshals of France. She turns, curious to see who her visitor is. It's going to be like, watch it be like Madeline or some shit. Hi, she replies nervously. I'm Madeline, Madeline says, brought to you by the Department of Redundancy Department, as she reaches out to shake her hand. Lucy reaches out and shakes her hand, then awkwardly curtsies to her. Oh, no, don't do that. You do not have to curtsy to me. Forget my title. I'm just Isak's older sister. Are we all done inside yet? Okay, well, I'm Lucy. Yeah, I know that. Isak has been talking about you since he saw you in a class last year, Madeline says with a smile, because everyone's in everyone's business here. The way she acts puts Lucy at ease. Lucy realizes just how open and warm she is, and thinks to herself, I just curtsied after vowing my whole life I would never curtsy. Because, feminism? More female CEOs? Woo? Am I right? What has Isaac done to me? Geez, I made that awkward, though. Your brother is a great guy, Lucy says. That he is, and from what I hear, you are a wonderful girl. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I only told the truth. I know you must be nervous meeting everyone. Here, let me help you curling your hair. Rolls eyes. That's really nice of you. Of course. To be honest, I've always wanted a little sister to do her hair. I was the little sister, so I was Victoria's guinea pig on hairstyles. I doubt that, but for now, I'm just going to ignore that statement. I'll let you in on a secret, ... She's not very good at doing hair, she says as she chuckles. I feel dead already. After a few minutes, Lucy's hair looks perfect, and she's ready to meet the rest of the family. Madeline had given her a pep talk and really calmed her nerves, which she would have shown, but that would have led to character development, which is illegal in this fanfiction. She met Isak downstairs before going into the dining room for lunch. They walk into the dining room, not the dining room, as previously stated, and to enjoy lunch in the company of the Bernadottes. Just one, because it's apostrophe S. It's just one Bernadotte. It's going to be Isak, and they're finally going to make love. Alright. Character development not involving Isak, no less. A double crime. Sylvia walks up, carrying Estelle, to greet Lucy. Hello, dear. You must be Lucy. It's so wonderful that you were able to come to Sweden. I hope I was able to calm any worries your parents may have had. Why didn't we get any showing of this? That would have been like character development. When we chatted a few days ago. I'm Sylvia, by the way, in case that wasn't obvious. And please do not think about curtsying. We only do that if we are in public. Behind closed doors, we really are a regular family. Press X to express doubt! Do it in chat right now, bitches! Thank you, Thought, for expressing doubt by pressing X. Will everyone else please press X to doubt? Hi, Sylvia. I'm really excited to be here. The palace here is gorgeous. Well, thank you, dear. By the way, this is little Estelle, in case that wasn't obvious. Lucy looks at the adorable little baby in Sylvia's arms. Hi, Estelle, Lucy says sweetly. Would you like to hold her? Sylvia asks. Mama, you are going to let her hold Estelle when I had to pry her from your arms? I see where I rank, Isak says. Oh, hush, Isak. I want Lucy to feel at home. Don't worry, I don't have corona. That was a wet cough. Sure, I'll hold her. Sylvia then hands Estelle to Lucy. Carl Phillip then comes up to reintroduce himself and introduce his girlfriend, Sophia the glamour model, who might have done porn while underage? I haven't looked too deeply into that, but that's the vibe I got. So make of that what you will. Daniel then appears. He spawns from his crypt. I don't have any other way to say it. He spawns from his crypt. Not his crypt, his crypt! There's a rabbit hole of things murdering my spirit. I mean, to be fair, Carl Phillip and Daniel are kind of cute, though. They're Chads. I don't know if you remember me, but we spoke on FaceTime a few months ago. Lucy says, Oh, yes, I do remember. It's nice to meet you in person. Likewise, he says. Estelle seems to have taken to you quite quickly. It does seem that way. She's such a sweet and pretty baby. Lucy, this is my sister, Victoria, Estelle's mother, Isak tells Lucy. Lucy turns to greet Victoria. Victoria just pulls her into a hug. Actually, I don't doubt that. I do not doubt that part. I'm so glad you chose to come. I've heard so much about you, and I'm so thankful you gave him another chance. Thank you for coming. Thank you for inviting me and having me here. It's an honor, Lucy responds. Oh god, I sincerely hope they have Mary in this chapter. I really want to see how this author is going to characterize Mary. Victoria smiles and steps out of the way so that Carl Gustaf, the patron saint of the King Carl Gustaf of Sweden scholarship for picking up babes in Atlanta in 1996, can greet her. He is a shy, cautious man who simply just said, Hello, I'm Carl Gustaf, Isak's father. Welcome to Sweden. I do hope you enjoy your time here. We've heard quite a lot about you, as he shakes her hand. May 22, 2012, Stockholm Palace. Madeline helps Lucy get ready and again calms her nerves. Lucy chose not to walk in with Sophia and Chris O'Neill to avoid any suspicions beginning with the media. She walked in solo, in hopes that SVT would have questioned who the mysterious brunette was at the ceremony. That's exactly... People are going to question you if you walk in alone, you idiot! For fuck's sake! You idiot! You absolute buffoon! Why is everyone stating every relationship? Remember how I said that I had to tell my brother that Sweden has a monarchy and he was just like, it does? Oh my god, I didn't know that. That's the assumption I'm getting. Still doesn't excuse it though. She stayed in the background with Sophia and Chris while the photos were taken in front of the media stationed outside the royal chapel. The trio met back up with the royal family shortly afterward for lunch. There she was able to meet some foreign royals, including Estelle's godparents. Crown Princess Mary! Yes! She's here! Mary's here! Yes! Of Denmark. Crown Prince Haakon of Norway, and Willem Alexander, Prince of Orange, the Crown Prince of the Netherlands. She was also able to meet their spouses. Crown Prince Frederick, spelled wrong, there's no C, of Denmark, Crown Princess Mette of Norway, and Princess Maxima of the Netherlands. Brought to you for no reason whatsoever, except I guess to inflate your word count. Princess Maxima was one of the most kind to her that day. Not that any of them were rude, unlikely considering how much of an ass Mary tends to be. Maxima's personality was so infectious, and she was so patient with Lucy practicing her limited Spanish knowledge. Okay. Trying to practice your foreign language skills on a member of the royal family is not the best icebreaker. Just my opinion. The princess and Crown Princess Mary were very interested in her background. No, Mary would not be interested. She does not give a shit. Mary would not give a shit. I'm sorry, this is a very inaccurate interpretation of Mary. We all know what Mary's like. She's an ass. Both even offered advice regarding her non-existent relationship with Isak. When Lucy explained they were just friends, both Mary and Maxima looked at each other. Mary spoke up first. You aren't in a relationship, but you have so much chemistry with one another. Like you care, Mary! You just care about yourself and a minute! I'm sorry. I'm stressed. Mary is an absolute bitch. Anyone trying to praise her or sugarcoat everything she's done makes me stressed. And I guess I'm more biased than usual because I spent some of today writing my future video about Fred and Mary. And I have said some less savory things. Like, let me give y'all an example. I'm trying to find a good example. Okay. Her advertising career has been well documented down to company names and job positions, but not a single source listed even a clue as to which business school Mary taught English at when she moved to Paris. And that's just one of the many problematic things. I agree, my dear. Maxima would never call Mary her dear. Willem and I were friends at first, like you and Isak, but eventually we realized our connection was undeniable. Just like my father throwing people out of helicopters. Oh yeah, he did that. I wanted to be wherever Willem was. I believe you and believe you will be the same way if you just listen to your heart, which is a really good Roxette song. Maxima says. Later that night, Mary was sitting cross-legged on the bed on her computer. Isak comes into the room. I have bad news, ... What? Our plan to keep the media from noticing you at the christening failed. Because you had her walk alone! Of course the media was going to question that! You idiots! You absolute buffoons! God damn, I feel a bit like PewDiePie where I just exaggerate my frustrations. Oh no! What are they saying? Give me your laptop. I'll show you. ... And translate. Isak searches for Expressen, the Swedish equivalent of USA Today, I think. I mean, the media is going to notice anyone at this sort of thing, aren't they? Yes! Yes, they are! Like, I say this as a person who is taking is majoring in the communications college, has taken a course on is taking a course on communications law, my bad. People are going to question it, regardless of if you're a public individual or not. And pulls up the article that has Lucy's face front and center. What does that say? At least it's a good picture of me, I think, Lucy says. The headline reads, "Is this the mystery girl Victoria alluded to in January?" Did Victoria say anything about her? I thought it was just Isak who apologized to her. What? Hang on. I need to figure this out real quick. So I think it was chapter 6 or 7 that involved this. Okay, Victoria does say it, my bad. I'm an idiot. Fear overwhelms Lucy. What does this mean? They have to know we are just friends. That's all. That's all we will ever be, Lucy says as she begins pacing around the room. Just breathe and calm down. This will blow over. I'll have the press officer release a statement that we are just friends, nothing more, Isak says as he walks out the door. Shit, Lucy says to herself and begins to cry. Exactly, thought no one will care in 5 weeks. Hell, no one in America gives a shit. May 23, 2012. Lucy goes down to meet Isak for breakfast to find the room empty, minus Sophia, the glamour model former reality TV star. Hage! I only pronounce it like that because this author thinks that there's a hard J sound in the Swedish language. As someone who is currently learning Swedish in order to better troll the Bernadottes, there is no hard J. It's hey. It's just hey. He went out with Carl Philip to blow off some steam. The royal court released a statement this morning denying that you are more than friends, Sophia responds. Oh, is all Lucy can say. Let's chat. Sit down, please, Sophia says kindly. Okay. Just gonna say this. I'm pretty sure Madeline, maybe even Victoria, would be better suited for this comfort scene. Especially given Victoria's very, very shady past. Just saying. It's okay. Go ahead and cry. This is a lot to take in. I feel like I'm being unfair by giving an actual pleasant voice to Sophia, but fuck it, I'm gonna stick with it. Lucy goes and sits on the couch in the drawing room, and Sophia follows. Lucy starts to cry. I'm just so confused. But don't you know Sophia has been through the same thing? Sophia was already a public individual prior to meeting her now husband. Just a simple commoner glamour model might have done porn while underage. I'm trying to think of what else she did. I don't remember. It's okay. I was too. Anyone who gets involved with the royal starts out confused, especially if he's cheating with me. That's no 100% confirmed, by the way. I know you have those feelings, Lucy. We can all see it. Please listen to your heart. Isaac's is breaking. I know him. He's like a little brother to me. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Sophia. We all wanted to meet you, and we all think you two would be good for one another. Just please really think this over. He was hoping, as were we all, because, yeah, everyone's in everyone else's business. The intensity of the shipping is real, and as a result, it's ruining everyone's lives. that after being here, you'd give him a chance and let your heart take over. What does your heart tell you to do? I don't know. This wasn't in my plans. I wasn't supposed to fall in love until law school. Because again, Lucy is a pathetic bitch. She says crying, I don't know how to listen to my heart. This is... Yes, it's a real bruh moment. Bruh. Do you love him? It's okay to say it, Lucy. Okay, I do. I love him. And there we go. I'm sorry, I'm throwing my guitar picks at the screen. Because I hate this so much. Where did that other one go? Then tell him that. It's okay. You can have both, your education and love. And hey, if the media and all gets too much, you can talk to me. I've been in your shoes. They've plastered all photos of me all over the web from when I posed topless for money for university. You were underage when those photos were taken, and you know it! Furthermore, you also pose topless with a boa constrictor covering your boobies willingly as a glamour model. You have done photos as a glamour model that were already public. You can talk to Daniel. He's been in your shoes. He and Victoria had to fight for years to be able to marry since he was a comet. It was because Carl Gustav did not really like him as a person. Pretty sure. Because, you know, he was from bumfuck Okelebo, I think? I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember. I'm not in the mood to look it up. You could talk to Madeline. The press has always been hard on her, and I have contributed to that. Allegedly. Oh, I am on a roll, Honey Bunches. You can definitely talk to Isak. You know that. He loves you and will help you in any way. Lucy nods and smiles at Sophia, while wiping away the tears that had streamed down her face. Thank you, Sophia. I really mean that. Anytime, Sophia says as she pulls Lucy into a hug. May 24, 2012, Stockholm Palace. Lucy, Victoria, Madeline, and Sophia had just returned from a shopping trip in central Stockholm. That's a little buried allegedly there. I mean, okay. There's this guy in the Swedish press. His name's like Stefan Ludvin or something. And I think he really wants to fuck Sophia. He always showers this ungodly amount of praise on her and just shits on everyone else. Here, let me make sure like I have the name right. Alright, this is his name. He writes a lot of articles like because his lips are sealed to Sophia's asshole, apparently. Wait, shit, I was wrong! No, wait! Shit, I was wrong. Nope, I was wrong. I'm sorry. That's not the man I was trying to talk about. Hang on. Yes, Alf. It's Stefan said. It's, Hang on. Okay, here's the name. His name is Herman Lindqvist. He is a journalist, and he frequently sucks up to Sophia's asshole. Anyway, the Swedish ladies wanted to show Lucy around the town in Swedish fashion, but the rain ended their day a bit early. Lucy sees Isak in the upstairs library and goes in the chat. "Hey, stranger," she says. "Hey," he says back. There's an awkward silence for a few moments. "What do you want, Lucy?" Isak asks, harsher than he intended. "I wanted to talk to you, but if you want me to leave, I will. I can book a flight and go back to the States if you want," Lucy says, a bit irritated. Oh. We're about to get to some drama! "You don't have to rush off to the States, Lucy. I didn't mean to be so harsh, but seriously, think about my point of view. I'd bring you to Sweden in hopes that you'll realize your feelings for me. You'd realize your feelings for me, you dumbass. And finally, give me a damn chance! But no! You had to go upset due to one article that would have just blown over! Again, you set yourselves up for that because you had Lucy walking alone, you idiots. But no, we had to issue a damn press release denying anything between us, which killed me! Isak says, first calmly and then starts yelling in case we have hit peak. Yes, we have hit peak incel. We have hit peak incel. Yes. So what? What do you want to talk about, Lucy? What? Tears begin to form in Lucy's eyes. "Well, I came up here to apologize and tell you that I love you, too," she says as she runs out of the library, down the steps and into the garden in the rain. Oh my, are we gonna have a rain kiss scene? Are we gonna have a rain kiss scene? Isak stands there shocked. Carl Philip appears. He spawns in the doorway. "Don't be an idiot. She finally admitted her feelings, and you're just standing there with your mouth gaping open. Chase after her, you dumb space ass." With that, Carl Philip walks away. He despawns. We're not going to have an airport confession scene. We're going to have a rain kiss scene. And Isak takes off down the stairs to find Lucy. He doesn't realize that Madeline, Sophia, Carl Philip, Daniel, and Victoria have all gathered in the window watching him take off running towards Lucy in the garden. Creeps! Fuck. And also apparently Chris does not give a shit. Chris O'Neill just yeets out of there because he is sane, unlike the rest of these clowns, and doesn't give a shit. Lucy stands in the pouring rain, crying with her back to the palace. She doesn't hear Isak approach behind her. He grabs her arm and spins her around to face him. He cups her face and kisses her passionately. "I told you, bitches! Told you! It was a rain kiss! They were going to do that thing like in the Notebook, where they kiss in the rain! Remember the Notebook? That was a thing! The Notebook was a thing. It existed." He rests his forehead on her forehead and says, "I'm sorry, babe. I love you too." He kisses her on the forehead and grabs her hand as they walk back into the palace. Well, the, clown stalkers over here watch, waiting. Because apparently they're creeps. Alright, one more chapter for today and then I'm gonna yeet. Chapter 12. June 4, 2012, Dronningham Palace. Isak and Lucy are walking hand in hand through the garden. She's gotten to see a little bit of the country in the few days she had been there. They've been careful to portray the just friends mantra while out in public to keep the hounding paparazzi at bay. Lucy joined Sylvia, Isak, and Madeline on a private visit to the headquarters of the World Childhood Foundation. I really enjoyed the visit yesterday to the headquarters, Lucy says, because showing the actual visit would have led to character development, which is illegal in this fan fiction. I'm glad you wanted to go and learn more about it. The more work they are doing is so important. The more people that know about it and can spread awareness, the better, Isak replies. I love how they're not telling you what the World Childhood Foundation is. I think it's a child abuse awareness and prevention organization. I'm not 100% sure. Let's find out together, kids. Okay. I was not 100% correct. I actually dread having to go home in a week. I know, I have to get back to New York for the foundation and you for the summer law program. But I will be coming back in July for Vic's birthday. Oh yeah, don't they have a huge celebration for her across the country? Don't want to reveal how to troll the burnouts on my stream, but it's tempting while they regurgitate some exposition from Wikipedia. Yes, it's called Victoria Doggett, and it's held at Soledad Palace each year. I'm glad it's her and not me with these big celebrations. Isak informs his girlfriend, in case you've forgotten. They're dating now. I'm still trying to get used to all these things. Does Victoria like these celebrations, or is part of her duty as a future monarch? Says who? But she really does enjoy interacting with the people and the love and support they show her and all of us, really. Yeah, all 50 people that show up. We work for them. No, you don't. And it's nice to see that they enjoy being around us and all. All 50 of them. All 50 who care. Alf, you're Spanish, right? Tell me. Tell me. Is the birthday celebration for the heir to your throne, I've forgotten her name, is that part of her future royal duties, or is this author clearly bullshitting? I wish I could see this in person, but the summer law program will be during that time. Plus, I don't know that the press would buy that we are just friends if I show up to that too. I know, just remember you are welcome in Sweden any time. Lucy smiles at Isak and says, I know that, but as Maxima said about Willem, in case you've forgotten, I'm happy wherever you are. She then leans in for a short kiss. July 14, 2012, New York City. Lucy sits in the dorm room watching footage of Victoria Doggett. Isak has only been gone a few days, but she misses him terribly. She decides to FaceTime Isak. He answers just after a couple of rings. Hey, babe, Isak says. Hey, I just watched a video on Victoria Doggett. You all looked like you had a lot of fun. Victoria's siblings do not partake in the afternoon celebration. They only partake in the concert. I hate that I know this, but I do. We did. We wish you were here. Hopefully next year you can join us. Lucy hears Victoria say from across the room. Isak walks over to his sister, cuddling Estelle so she could chat with Lucy. Happy birthday, Victoria! It looks like it was great, Lucy says. Thank you, Lucy. You are very sweet. I really did appreciate the card you sent with Isak and the thank you card for being invited to the christening. Isak says that the thank you notes are a must in the southern U.S., especially in Bumpfuck, Tennessee. Honestly, I'm in Texas, which is very southern United States, and I don't give a shit. We were happy she was there. Weren't we, Estelle? Victoria responds while Estelle breaks a smile at the camera. She's still quite young, so Lucy isn't sure if it was a true smile or just gas. She decides to believe the former. Oh yes, thank you notes are a part of our culture around here, Lucy says with a smile. Not in the part of the South I live. Or at least I just don't give a shit. Madeline appears beside her sister and Estelle to talk with Lucy. Apparently, she also spawned out of nowhere. Thank you notes are part of our culture, lol. Yeah. I hope you aren't missing me too much since we have left New York. I know you can't be missing my brother or anything, Madeline says as she winks. Oh, I miss you terribly. Wait, you have a brother? Lucy replies. Is this a hegemonic wrist history? That must be preserved. Imagine, like, after the apocalypse happens, and all official records are wiped. This story and my reading of it is the only evidence that the burner notes existed. Imagine that. That would be amazing. Everyone in the room at Solidin goes into hysterical laughter. Madeline then says, I knew he liked you for a reason. How are your classes going? I hope you're enjoying them, Victoria asks Lucy. They are okay. I know it's nothing compared to what actual law school will be like in a few years. It's giving me a good taste of what is to come. It would make a new wave of monarchists. It would make a new wave of ironic monarchists, especially if it's my stream. It's giving me a good taste of what's to come. I'm enjoying it, though. It's making me really think about the type of law I want to practice before I get into politics and become president. Are you leaning any way on which type of law, Victoria questions? Not at the moment. I really don't think I want to do defense, though. I think I've pretty much ruled it out, Lucy answers. Well, you have plenty of time. But I know you will choose the right one when the time comes, Victoria says kindly. Okay, Vic and Mad. Can I have the phone back to talk to my girlfriend now? Isak says. She looks really tired. She could talk with you later, little brother, Madeline says slyly. Isak rolls his eyes and says, Look, they aren't going to let me talk back with you tonight, apparently, so I'll just tell you goodnight and that I love you. Love you too, Isak, Lucy responds. Well, Lucy, I know you must have homework and other things to do, so we will let you go. But check in again soon. When Estelle is a little older, we want to visit Tennessee to see where you live, Victoria tells Lucy. I'd love that and to show you around. No, but you live in bumfuck Tennessee. Wheat, Tennessee, which doesn't even exist anymore. What the fuck? Well, we will let you know when we feel Estelle is old enough to make the long trip across the Atlantic. Wasn't she like... Okay, I'm pretty sure she went to like San Francisco when she was a year old, right? Not gonna bother looking it up. We will talk to you soon, Lucy. Good night or good day still for you. Victoria says as she says goodbye. Bye, Victoria, Estelle, Madeline. Talk to you soon, Lucy says as she hangs up. August 31, 2012. Bumfuck Knoxville, Tennessee. Classes had only been going on for a week, but the university was looking for a long weekend. Monday would be Labor Day, so there were to be no classes. In case you didn't know already, most students have taken off to Atlanta for the Volunteers game in the Chick-fil-A Kickoff Classic against North Carolina State. Author appeal? Lucy had plans to watch the first football game of the season with Isak in his apartment. Go, 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 go! 5 exclamation points. Yes, Cordell Patterson, touchdown, baby! Lucy screams. I'm throwing my guitar picks again because this is stupid. Huh. Near perfect line. Nice. Isak just watches Lucy pacing and screaming across the room as the game goes on. What the hell you're doing? It was a clear wildcat package defense. Jeez. Whatever that is. Whatever that is. Who are you and what have you done with my girlfriend? Isak asks. Lucy turns to look at him. What? This is totally normal. This is how a true Southern girl watches football. No! No, it's not! No! Like, I'm not personally interested in sports, but I have seen Southerners watch sports before. It's not like that. Maybe in bumfuck Tennessee it is, but not in Texas or bumfuck Louisiana. Have you never heard the saying, all summer she was a sweet Southern lady, then football season started? This is our culture. No, it's not. No. No. I don't want that to be Southern culture. I really don't. Oh, what have I gotten myself into? Oh, you know how to oh my gosh, go, 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 go. Interception, take that, North Carolina State. Isak sits back and mentally decides not to disturb the southern wild woman that is his girlfriend. At the end of the game, he was really thankful that the Vols, the Volunteers, beat the Wolfpack 35-21. November 17, 2012. Babe, it's okay. Not going to a bowl game is not the end of the world. Isak tries to soothe Lucy. It is not okay. This is not acceptable. That asshole Dooley better be fired by in the morning. I cannot tell you how many levels of irony this segment is into. It has to be on some what, Alf? On some what? I'm curious now. On meth? Meth is a very popular southern drug. You can get it in Viner, the most racist town in East Texas. I hope he never catches again. Who am I kidding? No one would want him. He's such a failure. You can't seriously not want him to work again, Isak asks. Isak, he makes millions a year. It's not like he needs the money. That's a problem with capitalism. He sucks at coaching. He needs to go back to law. I want a new coach, demands Lucy. Is Isak going to use his power to grant her wish there? I sure hope not. That would be terrible. December 7, 2012. Lucy is glued to the television watching the introduction of the new football coach, Butch Jones. Isak is trying to pull her off the couch. Lucy, I'm hungry. Watch this later so we can go get lunch. I have an early flight. Shh, the press conference is almost over. I like this guy. Don't you like this guy? Lucy responds. Your boyfriend is not into football. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, sure. He seems great, Isak asks. I always forget this isn't your area of expertise on sports, laughs Lucy as the press conference ends. Okay, I'm ready to go now. Is this chapter just dedicated to football? Fuck, man. Fuck. December 24, 2012. Sweden. After the Swedish royal family has had dinner and opened a gift or two, they all break off to enjoy family time. They are loving watching Estelle's first Christmas. Victoria looks to her brother. Have you spoken with Lucy today? No, not today. I was planning on calling her soon, actually, says Isak. Do it now so we can say hello to her, suggests Victoria. Oh yes, I want to say hello too, interjects Madeline. Okay, you two, I'll call her, Isak says tells his two sisters, who are apparently obsessed with this random lady from bumfuck Tennessee. Ring, ring, ring. Bonjour, Isak, comment vas-tu, mon amour? Lucy says as she goes to sit down in a bedroom. Victoria smiles. Je l'oublie que vous parlez français. Madeline et Isak se tiennent vraiment confus en ce moment. Je sais ce qui peut parler français de mon frère ce soir. You can't see it, but I'm just like blinking in bewilderment. I was not expecting the weird French to come back. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention this? Lucille is part Canadian. Her grandfather was from Quebec, apparently, so she can speak fluent French. Yeah. What are you two saying us, Isak? She asked you how you were and called you love. Then I said you both look confused right now because only I speak French. I also told her I forgot she spoke French, responds Victoria. Probably found that... Wait. Is this the right tense? I thought it was just P-A-R-L-E-Z. I mean, my French knowledge is very shoddy, but still. Sorry, Isaac and Madeline. I get in the habit of speaking French when I'm in Quebec with my grandpa, Lucy says. Isaac winks at Lucy and says, I only forgive you, because I love you. I love you too, Isak. So how's Christmas Eve been for y'all? It's been great spending time with family. Watching Estelle has been a joy. She's so mesmerized by everything. I can't believe she's almost 1. I can't believe it either. Do you all do the smashing of the cake for the first birthday? Okay, I'm Southern, but I have never heard of this. Is this just a Tennessee thing? Am I an idiot? What, asks Victoria? Madeline answers for Lucy. It's a tradition in the States. I have never heard of this being a tradition in my life. 1-year-old birthdays consist of the baby getting to smash a cake everywhere. It's a messy but really cute thing they do. You should do it for Estelle. Oh yeah, I agree with Madeline, Lucy answers. We might have to consider this, Victoria says. I'd vote for it, Isak says. I miss you, Lucy. I miss you too, Isak. Oh, my grandpa's calling for me. Supper is ready. I'll talk to you soon. Merry Christmas, everyone. Love you, Isak. I think this might just be the bottom of America mythology. Like, Americana is very fascinating to me just because it's so fundamentally different than modern United States culture, which is so divided, it's really hard to comprehend. But as someone who lives in Houston, let me just say, it's pecan, not pecan. It's pecan, not pecan. It's Feeder Road. I'm probably confusing all of you. Oh, yeah. Okay. Feeder Road is a very Houston terminology. You know, that thing where, before you go on a highway, it's a road that serves as a traffic feeder for a more important road, like, mostly a highway. It's called a feeder road. It's a very Houston terminology, okay? It's not a dirt road! I don't know why it's giving me a dirt road! Here, it's this. A street that leads you to a highway. It can merge into a highway. That's a feeder road. They're also called service roads, or, yeah. They're feeder roads. If you say it like anywhere outside of Houston, you're going to confuse people, but oh well. January 21, 2013. Tennessee. Lucy walks out of her apartment to head to class. She sees a flash. She turns to see 2 photographers taking photos of her. Unlikely. Again, no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit about the Swedes. Roads that lead to roads. Roads that lead to highways. Can I help you? Why are you taking my photo? Asks Lucy. Ring, ring, ring. Lucy picks up her phone. Hey, Isak interrupts. The Swedish media found out about us. Boom, boom, boom! Sadly, though, we're gonna have to continue this tomorrow. Thank you all for viewing. Good night!